Hey everybody, welcome back to H&H TV. This is our continued series on swapping out the radiator core support in the sedan delivery project car. And we've got it unboxed now. This is obviously from Cold Case, with the exception of one bracket, that bracket here, and this bracket we've added. This is what you get. This is what it is. Herman, help me stand this up for people to take a look at real fast. So obviously you get the core support. You get dual fans in a shroud, and this comes assembled like you see it with the exception of these brackets, which you'll bolt on there, and then you get their big cross-flow radiator. So what we're going to do with this, we're making a little bit of modification for our purposes. Herman has already started this. He's taken this bracket off here and got it loose, and then used it for a template, and we've made this bracket to bolt onto it, and we're going to use back the factory mounts that come with it to go into these inserts, and then, Herman, I'll let you take it from there. We're going to mount this little dude.
Yeah. What I did is I just went to Lowe's and got some 1-inch square aluminum tube, which comes in that finish. Like you said, I use that for a template. Put a mark on there, square across, straight line, drill 4 holes in each one, and then I used a process. If you notice, this finish on this thing is kind of a
machined look.
Burnished look. So you tell the difference there. I made my new bracket kind of match what was there under a process that I'm not going to share at this moment. But anyway. I wound up getting some rubber pads, and I glued those rubber pads to the underside of this bracket so that when it sits down on this condenser, it's insulating itself away from that. Then we'll take these universal cooling fan mounting brackets and mount to that bracket. Then I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to hard line up to here or use a hydraulic hose up to there. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I'm thinking I'd like to hard line it, but putting rubber on there might be a better deal and allow for a little bit of vibration. So anyway,
and I know there's probably going to be, so why are you using these cheap universal brackets? Well, we're trying to do this from the perspective of just the do-it-yourself guy, and serviceability parts that we would offer off of the shelf here. Yes, we've got the means. We can fabricate and we can make fancy brackets and make it all look pretty, but that's not very realistic. The average man does not have the access to the tools that we do. So we're trying to do it from that perspective. So keep that in mind. I mean, you can fancy it up as much as you want to, and if you want to build a shroud around this and hide it and make it look all pretty and all that kind of, then go right ahead. That you can do that. But we were trying to do it just, the average guy with the way he would do it in, your 2-car garage attached to your house. That's kind of that perspective.
Well, and also too, this is a good example. There is that guy out there that thinks this ought to jump out of the box and on the car by itself and him not have to do anything. And this is a good example. You have to kind of become somewhat of an engineer a little bit. And I was going to mount this thing vertical this way. I didn't like that because I didn't have anything to attach to here. Trey suggested this way. I agree. Just had to come up with a way to, this comes with some real nice Allen head stainless number 10 32 thread screws that hold this bracket on. So I went to Lowe's Home Improvement and got me some 1.5-inch stainless 10 32 screws. Turns out I needed 1 3/4 inches. Well, they don't make an 1 3/4 inch stainless screw. They don't make an 1 3/4 CAD plated screw. So you buy a 2-inch and you use your tool. I don't have it out here, but you use your tool and you cut about 3/16 of an inch off of them.
There you go.
There you go.
So
that's some of the things you have to do sometimes to make it work, but it works.
and this particular car, you know, this is not a show car we've done here. This is a road car. This is a car we build to drive. I forget how many miles we put on it since it's been built, but it's a lot.
Well, a good example of this, I'm going to take it on a Route 66 tour this summer, this fall, actually in September.
Yep. So you know, that's what we built this car: serviceability and to be able to drive it. This is a car that, if I wanted to, once it's back together, we're going to hop in it. And like I said, we're going to run to California.
I could.
Yeah,
no
that's
problem.
the way we want to do things.
No problem.
So, great product. I'm definitely in love with it so far. We'll see how it does once we get it all installed and do some testing on it.